Is it possible to master Apple style motion graphics under 20 minutes? Well, yes. And in this tutorial you'll find out how to do it. But more important question is, why you should learn it? Apple is considered a premium brand, so if you can edit in that style you can bring premium quality for potential clients, and nobody wants to look like a cheap brand. So today you will understand how to build it from scratch, how to tweak keyframes, and how to actually use graphs for smooth movements. But first we need something to work with. And luckily, I recently came across Apple's YouTube video. It was an Net for Health app, and I thought it would be perfect to show you how to create minimal motion graphics. And the best part is that once you master the pattern, you will be able to use that technique for any editing task. So with no more theory, let's get straight into the practice. So we are back in the software, and remember guys, you got all the necessary assets for this tutorial in the description below. So first things first, I'm gonna show you the comp settings. So today we're gonna be working with 3840 by 2160, and this is gonna give us that crispy 4K. Then you want to set the frame rate to 60 to get that buttery smooth look, and duration can be set to 8 seconds. Let's hit OK. And right off the bat we're gonna create our app in the middle. So for this I'm gonna head over here, I'm gonna press and hold, and go over to the round rectangle tool. Now in the middle I'm gonna create a shape that will represent our app. Make sure to hold shift, and then recenter the layer. I'm gonna rename our shape to frame, and then we're gonna need to fix some properties. So make sure to go over to size and change it to 520. Then the roundness is gonna be set to 145. Stroke width can be set to 5, and then we're gonna take care of the colors. So the color for the stroke is gonna be set to fully white, and then the color for the fill is gonna be set to this hex code. Let's hit OK. And now make sure to go over to the description below, click on the Google Drive link and grab the heart I left for you. Once you got the heart, make sure to drag it from the project panel and drop it on the timeline. I'll hit S for the heart, and I will change the scale to 55. Now let's make sure to place it in the right position. Okay, something like that should do. And then we're gonna make sure to connect our heart to the frame. So whenever we move frame, we also move the heart. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the pick whip and attach it to the frame. Now what you want to do is head over to the comment section below and copy the first expression I left for you. Then what I'm gonna do is select both layers, and I'm gonna hit P, then hold shift, click R, and also click S. Now we're gonna alt click the stopwatch for rotation, paste our expression over here in the expression window, and then click away. Now we need to do it also for the scale, then for position in our frame, and we're also gonna do it for rotation in our heart and position in our heart. You can leave the scale. So the reason we want to have these expressions over here is because this is gonna give us that bouncy effect. So for example, I'm gonna start with the position and I'll hit the stopwatch. Let's push it forward, and then in the beginning we're gonna go lower with Y position. So that way you're gonna get that bouncy effect. But what we want to do is select both keyframes, right click, go over to Keyframe Assistant and click on Easy Ease. Let's go over to the Graph Editor and make sure to click on that icon in order to fit the graph. Now I'm gonna select that keyframe, I'll drag the yellow dot to the left, and then I will move upwards. So take a look at our animation, and now this is gonna look a little bit better because we got that punchy beginning combined with bounce expression. If you didn't lift that up, then you wouldn't get that bounce expression. So make sure to create a little bit of space over here. I'm gonna go back, and now we're gonna set up the keyframes for scale and rotation, and we're gonna push them forward. I'm gonna offset that rotation like that, and then here in the beginning we're gonna set up the rotation to -7, and scale is gonna be set to 0. Right, so now we're gonna have something like that which is extremely intense, but we can make it more subtle by adding the same graph. So I'm gonna select the rotation, I'll hit F9 in order to ease ease, and I'll go over to the Graph Editor. Here I'm gonna push the peak towards the left and again lift it up. Alright, so we only have scale, which is weird. So now I'm gonna go back, I'll do the same with the scale, so hit F9, go over to the Graph Editor, push the peak towards the left and lift it up. And now it's looking way better. And in case if you wanted to intensify it, you could go over to the rotation for example, go to the Graph Editor again, and leave that peak a little bit higher. So now we got a bit more rotation. So here's gonna be the essence of your movement, so make sure to play around with the keyframes unless you get the good look. So for example, I feel like the scale could be a bit better, so I'm gonna go over here, go to the Graph Editor, and I'll just push that peak towards the left. So that way I'm gonna have snappier beginning, and this should look a little bit better. Also I'm gonna drag Y position a little bit lower. Alright, so the movement looks good to me, and now we're gonna take care of our heart. So what we could do with the rotation is actually copy that property, so make sure to select it and hit Ctrl C, and paste it over here in the beginning. So that way we're gonna have extra rotation for the heart and we don't have to do anything. And then I'm gonna take care of the position. So let's place the keyframe, push it forward, maybe somewhere here, and we're gonna go lower with the heart. Alright, so we're gonna get that bouncy effect, but what we want to do now is use the exact same graph. So I'm gonna hit F9, go over to the graph editor, push the peak towards the left and lift it up. I'm just gonna do one fix over here. I'm gonna push these keyframes 2 frames forward. And now we're gonna proceed to the second part of this animation, which is gonna be expanding that shape over here in the X. So we got extra space for the text and some assets. So now what's important here is to make sure that our movement basically stops. So around this time, we're gonna start another movement. So for this, we're gonna need to set up some keyframes. So first, I'm gonna go over to the heart, I'll hit P, then hold Shift click S, and we're gonna create a keyframe for scale and also position. Now in the frame, what we want to do is go over to the size. I'm gonna click on this, and then I'm gonna uncheck constraint proportions. Now another thing we want to keyframe in the frame is gonna be position. So I'm gonna hold Shift click P, create the keyframe, and we're pretty much set. But before we create the movement, make sure to go over to the position. I'm gonna copy our expression and I'll paste it, actually alt click the stopwatch and then paste it here in the expression window. Now let's move forward a couple of frames, and then I'm gonna expand our size in the X to 1330. Now we're gonna go over to our scale in the heart and we're gonna change it to 16. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and I'll drag the heart to the left upper corner. In a second we're gonna take care of the graphs, but for now I'm gonna go over to the middle of these keyframes, and with the position from the frame I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I'm gonna move forward again and I will copy that keyframe and I'll paste it here. So that's what you're gonna have, which is looking extremely weird, but we're gonna fix it. So now make sure to select everything here and hit F9 in order to easy ease. And what you want to do is start with the scale. So here we're just gonna need the mid graph. So I'm gonna go over here, I'll fit the graph and I'll just start squeezing the peak towards the middle. Okay, so we're gonna have something like that. Then I'm gonna go back and now we're gonna take care of the position in our heart. I'm gonna actually offset that keyframe by 2 frames, then go over to the graph editor and we're gonna do the same thing as before. So here you control how much bounce you have. So for example, I feel like it's too much, so I'm just gonna go lower with this. And that's way better. Now let's take care of the size. So I'm gonna go over to the graph editor again. And as you can notice, our green line over here is flat and it's because our Y size was untouched. So the red line was responsible for the X, so we're just gonna take care of that. And lift it up. Might be a bit too intense, so we're gonna try to fix it. Okay, starts to look pretty cool. Let's go back. And now I'm gonna go over here. And again, I'm gonna take the last keyframe, drag it to the left and lift it up a bit. Alright, it already looks pretty cool, but the thing is that we need to make it more impactful by adding the colors. So I'm gonna go over to the beginning here. I'll set up the keyframes for fill color and also the stroke. Now what you want to do is move forward a couple of frames and then go over to our fill and you want to paste that hex code. Let's hit OK. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the stroke, but this time it's gonna be something lighter, which is this hex code. Let's hit OK. And this is gonna give us that color switch, but the thing is that we want to go back to white. So I'm gonna copy these keyframes and I'll paste them here. Okay, let's find the right timing. We can expand these keyframes a bit. Once we have this out the way, we need to create the text. So for this, I'm gonna grab the type tool, I'll zoom in, and in the left bottom corner, you want to type in above average. For this, I'm gonna use that set of fonts. You can use anything you want, but in terms of the color, we're gonna probably stick with something like that. Then I'm gonna place it over here. Let's recenter the anchor point, and then I'm gonna actually add one more line here, which is gonna be 37.7 VO2 max, and then we're gonna need to change the style. So for this, I'm gonna select the whole text, I'm gonna decrease the font size, and I'll change the color to this hex code this time. Let's hit OK. And also in terms of VO2, we're just gonna change number 2 to something smaller. Also, I'm gonna select the whole line and I'll use something bolder. And now we need to add the text animator to our text. So for this, I'm gonna open up the properties, go over to animate, I'll click on position, and here in the X, I'm gonna change it to 100. Now once you've done that, go over to add, property, and pick opacity. I'll change it to 0%. And now we're gonna create a window for our expression. So I'm gonna go over to add, selector, expression, then I'll open it up and I'll open up amount. So at this point you've probably seen it, but in the comment section below you're gonna find the second expression I left for you. So just copy that expression, go over here, click on this and paste it. I'm gonna click away, but the thing is that it's only working for characters and we want it to work for whole words. So I'm gonna change it over here, and now we're gonna need to adjust the timing, which is gonna be around the time whenever we get the movement. So let's place it over here. Okay, starts to look pretty cool. Now I'm gonna duplicate that text, go over here, we're gonna delete the bottom part, and here I'm gonna type in cardio fitness. Now what you want to do with this is actually use the color from the heart. So I'm gonna select the whole text, grab the picker, and I'll use that color. Also in terms of the cardio fitness, we're gonna use something thinner, which is gonna be regular. Or maybe it turned out too thin, so we're gonna use medium. Let's check it out how it turned out. It looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna make sure to offset the cardio fitness 1 frame to the left, and then above average is gonna go 1 frame to the right. So that way the cardio fitness is gonna go first, and we're gonna have the animation go from the top to the bottom. Then we're gonna go over here whenever everything stops. I'm gonna select the text, and I'll use the pick whip in order to attach it to the frame. Now what we're gonna do is duplicate above average, so I'm gonna hit Ctrl D, I'll drop this layer on top, I'll move it to the right upper corner, and this time I'm gonna delete the upper line, and I'll change the text to 9:41 AM. Let's place it in the corner, and also what we could do is change it to something thinner. Make sure it's aligned, and also we need to go over to the text animator, text, animator 1, and here we need to set it up to -50, so it goes from the left to the right, and then this is gonna be set to 50. So this is gonna go from the bottom to the top, and if you set up these values like that, then we're gonna have a diagonal movement. I'm just gonna probably bump it up a bit, and maybe, you know what, I'm gonna use something bolder. And now another thing we want to do is create a progress bar over here. So for this, I'm gonna grab the round rectangle tool, and I'll create a shape like that. I'll recenter the anchor point, I'll delete our stroke. Then right off the bat we can change the color, so I'm gonna grab the pick whip, and we're gonna use the color from the text. And also what I'm gonna do with this is decrease the roundness, so the corners are more visible. Maybe let's make it a bit smaller. And then I'm gonna rename the layer to progress bar, BG. I'm gonna duplicate the layer, I'll delete the part that says BG. Now we got the exact same progress bar, but we need to make sure that the color is from the heart. So I'm gonna grab the picker, and I'll use this color. So now make sure to grab the rectangle tool this time, click on this layer, and go over here to use tool creates mask. So now if I actually start playing around with this, you're gonna notice that we can create the progress. So let's start somewhere here, then open up the mask, create a keyframe for mask path, and we need to actually have it somewhere here. And I'm gonna select the whole mask by double clicking, and now make sure to push that corner to the right. Since VO2 max is above average, we're just gonna have it slightly beyond the middle. Then I'm gonna offset that keyframe, I'll select them both, hit F9 in order to ease these, then we're gonna go over to the graph editor, and we're gonna take the yellow dot and push it to the left. You can do it like that. Now what we want to do with this is make sure it starts somewhere here, and maybe it should be faster. Right, seems good to me. I'm gonna trim these layers to the position of the text, and I'm gonna attach our progress bar to the progress bar BG, and then progress bar BG is gonna be attached to our frame. Now what we're gonna do is create keyframes for scaling our progress bar BG, then go back to the beginning, and we're gonna change it to 0%. So this is gonna reveal, but we want to have a shallow movement, so I'm gonna offset this, then select the whole thing, hit F9, go over to the graph editor, and we want to create a peak on the left. Then we're gonna select all the layers apart from the progress bar and the frame, and we're gonna create keyframes for position. Then in terms of the heart, we're also gonna have a keyframe for scale, and now we need to move everything out the frame. So I'm gonna move a couple of frames forward, I'll take that text, drop it a little bit lower, then cardio fitness is gonna go up, time is gonna go to the right, and the progress bar BG is also gonna go lower. Once you've done that, we need to take care of our heart, so I'm gonna click on this, and then I'm gonna have it in the middle. We can actually open up action save so we know where we are, and I'm gonna have it like that. We can use arrow keys, and then I'm gonna bump up the scale. Okay, probably something like that should do. Then I forgot about one property, so we're gonna take the size, hit U. I'm gonna have the size in the beginning together with these first keyframes, and I'm gonna squeeze it in. Okay, now we can take everything, hit F9 in order to ease ease. So now we got this movement, but we also need to make sure to fade out the frame. So what I'm gonna do is hit T for the frame, create a keyframe for opacity, have it with the first keyframes, and change it to 0%. I'm gonna ease ease, and then what we need to do is make sure to go over to modes. I'm gonna select everything here apart from the heart, and I'm gonna change the track mode to our frame. Then make sure to enable the frame because it's gotten automatically disabled, and let's see what we got. It looks really good, but one thing I would do here is go over to the position in the heart. I'm gonna select these two keyframes, go over to the gravitator, and we're gonna take that keyframe and lift it up just a bit, so we got more bounce at the end. So now the heart is the only thing we're gonna be working with right now, so I'm gonna take it and drop it on top. Then I'm gonna duplicate, and I'll rename one of the hearts, the one on the bottom, to heart BG. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do with heart BG is go over to the scale, and here I'm gonna bump it up, just like that. Now I'm gonna select these two keyframes, go over to the gravitator, and here we need to create a peak on the left. Just like that. Let's make the peak steep on the left. Right, now it looks like the heart is growing, but if we change the opacity, it's gonna be our background heart. So here we're gonna set it to 40%, and let's see what we got. And now something I would like to do with this is actually add Gaussian blur. Let's bump it up. And then over time, whenever we got scale keyframes, we're gonna fade it away. So I'm gonna set the keyframe for opacity, and over here we're gonna change it to 0%. Alright, that's a pretty cool effect. But something important here is to make sure to trim our heart BG. So I'm gonna have the time indicator right at the moment when we're growing the heart, and I'm gonna trim it to this position. Then what we need to do is create a background. So for this I'm gonna right click, go over to new, solid, and here we're gonna pick that hex code. Let's hit OK. We're gonna rename it to BG. I'm gonna hit OK again and drop it on the bottom. Now we need to separate our rectangle with the background, so for this I'm gonna go over to the frame and I'll apply the effect called drop shadow. Here we're gonna set up the opacity to 15%, I'm gonna change the distance to 0, and softness is gonna be set to 250. Then we're gonna copy our drop shadow effect, I'm gonna go over to our heart on the top, and I'm gonna paste it here. Now what you want to do with this is take the color from our heart. Just like that, and we're gonna change the opacity to 50%. Right, really nice, it kind of gives us a little bit of glow. Okay, it looks really cool, I'm just gonna go over to the frame. And I feel like that position is a bit too strong, so I'm actually gonna expand the keyframes a bit. And then the color should be a bit later. And now let's see how it looks with the motion blur on. I think it turned out really good. One thing I would adjust here, I'm not gonna do it, but one thing I would do is make sure that the timing for that movement is matching the timing for the heart. Because here we're going faster, and then here we're going slower. So this would be one adjustment I would do, to just match the timing. Alright, so we're gonna wrap it up here, hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial and you can check out the video on the screen. That being said, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.